It's the NFL on EA Sports.
And we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. Hope y'all ready for this one.
Coming up next.
Just across the Cumberland River from those neon lights of Broadway, we welcome you inside Nissan Stadium here in Nashville. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson here in the booth. Partner, these are a couple of teams that struggled a year ago, finished out of the playoffs. They were under 500, but that's what you love about the NFL. A new season brings renewed optimism.
Absolutely, and really, Mike, a lot of new faces at critical places. I mean, there is a lot of new pieces to the puzzle here, both coaching staff and the roster of players. They believe last year is over. They do not think there is any correlation between the squad they're planning to put on the field today and that one that we saw really go through some growing pains and struggles just a year ago.
The veteran Nick Folk about ready to get this show started. And off we go from Nashville. On the return is Dylan Lauby. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, drafted back in 2019 out of Washington State. It's Gardner Minshew.
Don't let this guy's laid-back personality fool you, Mike. He is a tremendous presence to have in your quarterback room. Not only does he have the ability to manage the game at a high level, but your team has a legitimate chance to beat anyone in the league whenever he's under center. Now, I don't know if I'd classify him as a long-term solution, but he's certainly someone every franchise they would love to have.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. First carry of the game for Alexander Madison. He'll try to push forward. He'll wind up getting 3 yards with that one. The linebacker Jerome Baker there to make the play. Trying to avoid the early 3 and out. They face 3rd and a yard. They'll send a tight end in motion. Good work on the ground. He's got it. First down. Up at about the 42.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
Again, it's Madison. It's a gain of 10 yards. First down, Vegas.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
They'll stick with Madison. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, here comes Madison. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
Man in motion here is Tucker. On the ground, Abdullah. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down, and it'll go down as a loss of 2.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. To the left side, it is caught by Myers.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Ninth play of this opening drive, trying to keep it going here on 3rd down. Play action now with Minshew. Oh, that's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
Well, Mike, the other day we heard how the offensive coordinator wanted to start fast offensively, but here so far, it's been the pass rush and the defense who's gotten out to the quick start.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. Jaquan Jackson is back deep for Tennessee. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The Tennessee offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the veteran from Oklahoma State. It's Mason Rudolph.
The thing that has always really stood out and impressed me the most about this guy, Mike, is how steady and reliable he is anytime he's called upon. You know exactly what you're getting anytime he's under center. Maybe not the biggest arm in the world, but I'll tell you what, he gives you just enough to work with, and he is capable of getting the job done.
They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
First carry for the man from Memphis, Tony Pollard. And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Back to throw is Rudolph. Connecting with his tight end, Okonkwo. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Open man downfield, it's Boyd. They get an even 20 on that one. First down for Tennessee.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Here's Rudolph. He's going to get it to Okonkwo. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
To the left side in the hands of Boyd. And he's going to be taken down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
Rudolph looking to throw. And he can't get away. Down he goes back at the 16.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense, immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
First down was not very good. Here's 2nd and goal. Rudolph. It is caught. It is Westbrook-Akine. And it'll be a gain here down to the 12-yard line. Good drive now faces a tough conversion. It is 3rd and long. To throw is Rudolph. Oh, got him again the second time with a sack on this opening drive.
His defensive line clearly has a beat on this offense. They've got to find a way to settle their pass protections. If they want to be able to get their quarterback in any sort of established rhythm and timing going forward, they're going to have to do a lot better job protecting them early in this game. That's already 2 sacks allowed.
So on 4th down, the veteran Nick Folk will try it for Tennessee. Officially, it's a 36-yard attempt. Folk's kick is good. And the Titans are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Here comes Amir Abdullah on the return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the 2 sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. High throw, but it's reeled in. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd and 7. On the ground, it's Madison. And he'll take this up past the 40, a pickup of 5.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Here's 3rd and 2. They'll run up the middle. It's Madison. And he is going to have the Raiders first down. They're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
On the give, this is Madison. It'll be a pickup of 10. Good for a Raider first down.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
He'll work forward for a couple. Kenneth Murray, the linebacker, there on the stop. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From the gun, here's Minshew. He's going to let one go, looking for Myers.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
To the air on third down, it's Minshew. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on fourth down?
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on fourth down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a fourth and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this fourth down.
And he's going to have a Raiders first down. They find a way to convert on 4th and 10.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
1st and 10. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Here's a run with Abdullah. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset, but as always, there's the exception to every rule.
On first down, here's Minshew. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. On the handoff, it's Madison. And the Raiders are going to have it 1st and goal. He'll take this one down to about the 3-yard line.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves 1st and goal.
This has been some kind of march downfield. Now, can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. This defense back up, but stepping up. No gain on the play. It stays at the 3.
You could tell the entire time that running back is just looking for his crease to get vertical and cut back. But the defense does a great job. Inside-out pursuit, strings this ball out towards the sideline. Nowhere to go, and they make a big stop for no gain.
They'll run with Madison. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
They look to throw it with Minshew. He'll try to run for it. And the drive stalls out as he's brought down. And the field goal unit likely to come on here on 4th and goal.
What a nice play defensively. It's always a bit of a challenge. How long do I stay in coverage defending my zone or my man? Or how fast do I come up and pursue a scrambling quarterback? They did a nice job rallying to the ball late. They're able to bring him down to force 4th down.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders will tie the game at 3 apiece.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
A safe kick taken at the 5. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Titans offense ready to take over for their second possession. They'll set out in search of a first touchdown in this game. Just a pair of field goals to show. It's 3-3 as they start 1st and 10. Short pass taken in by the tight end.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Out of the gun, they give it to Pollard. And he's going to weave his way forward. It's a first down at the 44-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
Now, faking the give. He's got a man, Westbrook-Akine. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So, a field goal apiece here in that first quarter. 3-all is the score. And we're back in Music City after this. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Throwing, Rudolph. A quick slant caught by Boyd. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Now Rudolph. Right back to Boyd. He's got it again. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line. That is a gain of 22, and it sets up 1st down and goal.
Now, Mike, I really like this game plan, right? The strategy on 3rd and short so often is, okay, just get enough for the first down. If you decide to air it out, everything short, get a fresh set of downs. They're saying the defense is going to pack it in close. They're protecting the sticks. So let's just throw it over their head and try to go for a big play.
Here's Spears. Down to the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal. He'll drop to throw. That's hauled in at the 2. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. Looking for that final yard. It's 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Here's Pollard. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Tony Pollard. Touchdown, Titans.
Now, remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end. And they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
The veteran Nick Folk here for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Titans take a 10-3 lead. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. Abdullah now to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense and their running back set to go once more. Just the lone field goal for them so far, down 10-3 in this one, and they'll start 1st and 10. The drive starts with a run by Madison. Not much to speak of on that one, maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Straight ahead, here's Madison. And tough running there. He's up to the 32. Quandre Diggs there on the tackle. Here now, 3rd and 5. Here's Abdullah. And he'll be taken down right at the 35-yard line. Here's A.J. Cole now. And he'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. Oh, the coverage was great. They gave him no room to operate and made him pay for catching the ball. Tony Pollard heading out with the rest of his Tennessee teammates for their next drive. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. The tight end Okonkwo is in motion. And he'll bring this to about the 25. Marcus Epps up from the secondary to make the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll run once more, and it's Pollard again. He'll manage only a couple. Divine Diablo there to make the play. They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. He'll look to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And he's going to be looking at a short field for the offense after the INT. Chance to tie the game or even take the lead.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They can get back into this quickly now. Very short field ahead. It is 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. To throw, Minshew. He'll tuck it and take off. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. One of his teammates is there to pick it up. They get 14 yards and set up first and goal.
So even though they avoid the turnover, this is still a play that they're going to coach hard off of. They're going to bring guys into the meeting room next week and say, hey, guys, we're not always going to be so fortunate. The ball is not always going to bounce our way. Anybody who handles the ball from the center to the quarterback to any of the ball carriers, the most important aspect of team offense is protecting the ball at all costs.
From the 2 now, here's second and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in. Amir Abdullah. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Carlson able to knock through the extra point, and the Raiders will tie things up. It's now 10-10. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. On the return, here's Tyjae Spears. Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Titans offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll see if they can go about breaking our tie. We're all even at 10 as this drive begins, 1st and 10. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Back to throw. This one pulled in by Westbrook-Akine. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. Back to throw is Rudolph. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
So on 4th down, the Titans turn it over to Ryan Stonehouse to punt. Back deep for the Raiders, it's Trey Tucker. A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The Raiders offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. A run here with Abdullah. And he'll get the 1st down there, a pickup of about 5 yards. In motion is Myers. They'll run Abdullah. He's going nowhere, losing yardage on that play.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
Minshew gonna look to throw. Here's a screen set up for Madison. And he's gonna be dropped after a pickup of about 5. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Back is Minshew. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
You certainly can't fault the secondary here. The coverage was almost too good downfield on 3rd down. The quarterback realized quickly there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, decides to become a runner. He's able to pick up the 1st down and some.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Minshew. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down.
The key to this play here, Mike, is the anticipation of the snap. Watch how he's able to time the center, and when that ball moves, he hits it. Gets through into the backfield, and he brings the quarterback down before the receivers even got out of their breaks.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. On 2nd down, here comes Madison. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
3rd and 6. On the ground, Abdullah. It's a pickup of 12. 1st down, Vegas.
Typically in a 3rd down situation like this, Mike, you're thinking pass, but give credit to this offensive play caller. He flips his tendencies upside down, keeps the ball on the ground. Not only does he get a fresh set of downs, they pick up good yardage.
They'll stay on the ground. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll run here with Madison. And he'll get it down to the 12. And that'll give him a new set of downs from in close. Again, it's Madison. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Mike, I have to be honest. When offenses come up with run play designs, blocking the corner is not really a big priority. But in this case, great job not only forcing it on the outside, but defeating the block, coming up and making the tackle, and keeping it to no gain.
They'll stick with Madison. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down. Throwing is Minshew. He pulls it in around the 5. And he will score. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Vegas. Carlson now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Raiders go up by 7. It is now 17-10. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. The return starts from the 5. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Out comes the Tennessee offense. They get set to see what they can do. They find themselves trailing 17-10 now as they come up with first down and 10. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Here's Rudolph. To the left side in the hands of Boyd. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
They'll try and throw for it on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Raiders offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. They'll start on the ground, and here's Madison. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Two minutes to go here till halftime. We're back to Nashville. In a moment, they face 2nd down and 7. Here's Minshew. Over the middle, that's the tight end Bowers. And they're going to get this all the way up close to the 40-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass, get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. From the gun, here's Minshew.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
On 3rd and long, it's Minshew. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. On comes the punter now, as he's on to punt for the Raiders. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Titans offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. To throw is Rudolph. It is caught. It is Westbrook-Akine. Here's a timeout, Tennessee. It'll be their second as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Second down and 8. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
That's caught! And he's going to be marked down, bringing it all the way to the 25-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield, perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Rudolph. He's going to get it to Okonkwo. Titans going to use the last of their timeouts here, as that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They'll break the huddle. It's second and 5. Throwing, Rudolph. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner, and next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
Nick Folk now on with the field goal unit. This will be a 38-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Titans are able to cut it to 4, 17-13.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
From a yard deep, he's going to bring it out. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So we've reached halftime, and the visiting Raiders are out in front as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the halftime report. The second half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it. And for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. We're likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Spears now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Titans offense and Mason Rudolph heading out onto the field. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. And he'll get forward for about a yard. It is Max Crosby there to wrap him up. Here's 2nd and 9. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
I think that's one of those cases where he just tried to put a little bit too much on it and fit it into that window, Mike, and sails it high. Give his guy a chance to bring that one down. Put that ball on his chest and help him secure that catch. At this level, when you're that open, that ball has to be completed.
And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
The Titans sending out their punter. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The visitors' offense ready for their first possession of this 2nd half. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. He'll get in behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. The linebacker Jerome Baker there to make the play. Second and 7. They'll run up the middle. It's Madison. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
This is a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On the give, this is Madison. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Here's a run with Abdullah. Into space. And he'll be taken down.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the 2nd half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
A run on 1st and goal. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Second and goal. They'll run with Madison. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Alexander Madison. Touchdown, Raiders. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Now Carlson to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Raiders will extend this 3rd quarter lead. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. This is going to be taken in at the 3. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The home team's offense about ready to take over once more. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now they're teeing off and taking advantage of it. The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the third quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Open man, he's got Boyd. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Now Rudolph. That pass sideline is caught. Nice catch. Stays in bounds. And he's got the first down. Terrific job with the feet to make that one a grab.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design. Sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down?
Now a screen. Here's Pollard. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
Rudolph looking to throw. This one pulled in by Westbrook-Akine. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Here's a handoff to Spears. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
On the ground, it's Pollard.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us, and Right now, this defense has no answers.
Here's third down and a few inches. They'll look to run with Pollard. And he's going to be stopped in the backfield. Taken down back at the 3.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Titans are able to get it back within a score.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Abdullah now to return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half, and he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
On the handoff, it's Madison. And a strong first down run, a pickup of 9, setting up second and short. On play action, here's Minshew. Finding his tight end, Mayer. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
On first down, a run with Madison. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down, a pickup of 9.
Well, this is something we don't see every day, Mike. A team playing with a traditional I formation fullback. It's kind of a lost art in today's modern game, but in this case, highly effective. Great job by the fullback clearing out the path for his running back, and they're able to pick up the first down.
They'll toss this one out to Madison. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
Here's Minshew now on 1st and 10. Now he takes off. And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On the ground, it's Madison. And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down. A run here with Abdullah. And he'll have it. He'll have it at the 16-yard line. First down picked up as the running game comes through. They'll run Abdullah. Ooh. And he's into the end zone. Amir Abdullah. Touchdown, Las Vegas. That is second touchdown of the afternoon.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders tack on one more to their lead. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. Spears now to return it. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. 1st and 10 now from the 36. Back to throw is Rudolph. There's that man again, another catch. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain.
On the handoff, Pollard. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
They'll run once more, and it's Pollard again. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. That lane closed quickly, and here comes 3rd down. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He's got his man. That's Boyd. And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. Now it's Spears. A second effort, and he is in. Tyjae Spears. Touchdown, Tennessee. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Now, Folk, on for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Titans are back within 1 score. It is an 8-point game. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. Laube now to return it. And this will work out quite well. he'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. This offense and their running back heading back on the field. So they come to the line for first down and 10. The drive starts with a run by Madison. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line.
Anytime you run a draw, you're hoping the linebacker reads pass and starts dropping into his pass coverage. That's what creates space for your running back to get going. Well, not this time. The linebacker saw it from the jump. He's able to penetrate in the backfield and take the runner down for a loss.
And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's third down.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
Now Minshew. Here's a screen set up for Madison.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on fourth down.
The Raiders have their punt team out there, as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, we're going to try to keep it going. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. On the give, it's Pollard. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
A corner who is not only a good tackler, Mike, but a willing tackler can be a huge asset to any defense. So often they get a bad rap. They're considered just pass defenders. They want to run around. But for a guy to be able to come up and force the run and keep this to no gain, man, that makes a big difference on any defense.
So back and forth they go as we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here is a big one. 3rd down and 2. Here's Rudolph. Along the sideline, a nice catch. The feet in. It's a short gain, but it'll move the chains. A first down.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
Pollard trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. And that's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
Now they'll set up to throw. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. I think you just rush that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
To the left side in the hands of Boyd. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
1st and 10. To throw is Rudolph. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They give to Pollard on the option. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. They'll try and run here with Spears. And he will have a Titans 1st down. They needed 2 and gained 6. Out of the gun, they give it to Pollard. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. They send Ridley in motion. Now this time they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away. Don't take the sack. Live for another day.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
The tight end Okonkwo is in motion. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. He's going to pick up a Titans 1st down. They managed to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
He is met and dropped. Couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. And this offensive line, creating running space, he'll get 6 and get inside the 10-yard line. Again, it's Pollard. And the Titans are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll run here. It's Pollard. Powering forward. He's in. Tony Pollard. Titans. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Greg, how often do we say it's a one-possession game, but that's a two-part story? Part one taken care of right there with the touchdown.
All right, Mike, so they go down and they get the all-important touchdown. But only half the time is this truly a one-score game. They need this two-point conversion here to tie it up.
Big two-point conversion now coming for the Titans. Rudolph under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this two-point try, but their execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
So the lead is down to just 2 now in the fourth quarter as they kick it off. Abdullah now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Raiders offense ready to take over once more. The lead is 2, and they're going to try to make something happen here, starting with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground, and here's Madison. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Again, it's Madison. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. That's over the middle and take it in. He's got it. Give him 14 on that one. Good for a Raider 1st down.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense, and you don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock. But the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the fourth quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that 3rd down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up 1st downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again. He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
On the ground, Abdullah. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On the give, this is Madison. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll stick with Madison. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
They'll run up the middle. It's Madison. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss, and it's 2nd down.
You have to wonder if next time, does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play? It was clear before the ball was snapped, this was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
On second down, here comes Madison. And he'll work his way down inside the 30. Chewing off 7 yards on that one. This crowd into it now as we get to third down. On the ground, it's Madison. So big kick coming now for Daniel Carlson. This to stretch the lead to more than a field goal. And this one right down the middle. It's good. A big 3 points as they extend their fourth quarter lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Back out is Carlson following the made field goal. And he sends this kickoff away. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Titans offense headed back to take over once more. The deficit is 5, so they'll try to put a drive together here, and they'll begin it with 1st and 10. Throwing, Rudolph. Open man, he's got Boyd. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
Perfectly timed blitz there by the linebacker. Remember, when you go empty backfield, there's no extra protection. All you have is the 5 offensive linemen. It could be feast or famine, but in this case, when you time it right, man, there is no back there to help protect the quarterback, and he comes away with the sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now Rudolph. Catch made. That's Boyd.
It's pretty evident, Mike, when a quarterback and his wide receiver are operating on the exact same page. The anticipation, the timing, the accuracy of both the route and the ball. And when they're working together like this, that's the definition of teach tape.
Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
The Titans punting unit comes out to the field. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. The Raiders offense starting to trot out for this next possession. The lead is 5 as they're going to start with this 1st down. Straight ahead, here's Madison. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll go here with Madison. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. In motion, that's the tight end, Mayer. And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down as they get 5 on 3rd and 2. On 1st down, a run with Madison. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Here's a run with Abdullah. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. They'll drop to throw. He connects with the open man. That's Myers. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down. Now a give out of the gun. It's Madison. And that'll be a pickup of 3. And now at 1:52, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout. They face 2nd down and 7. Here's Madison. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Titans going to use the last of their timeouts here. They'll talk things over before 3rd down. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. Open receiver is Marshall. He's got it. First time they've looked his way all game long, but he comes through with the grab and a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
So this one, a win for the visiting Raiders. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.